Hey everybody, my name is Preston and welcome back to Falcon Falls episode 19. So how are you all doing today? I'm doing pretty well and yeah, I'm ready to get back into this. So, I mean, it's been 2 weeks since the last episode. I apologize about that, but I'll explain. So, anyway, let's just get started here. So, as you can see, we're just looking at the rail yard we built in the last episode, or the metro yard to be exact. So, I'm gonna start off right here by saying I lost a bunch of footage, and it's not like because of the footage corrupting or anything. I'm just a complete moron and I deleted it all. So, I mean, it was mostly just me placing buildings. So, yeah, just pretty much placing buildings and making grids, because all of these buildings in this episode were placed by hand. So, yeah. This is sort of the second concept for this whole area. I had a different one before with a huge park in the middle, but I decided that was not a good idea because the park's props like just disappeared when you zoomed out, and it looked so much worse. So yeah, it just didn't fit, and I decided to just get rid of it. So we've got a whole new idea going here, but I did lose a bunch of footage, so most of these buildings you won't see me place, but you see a good chunk of it right in this first time-lapse clip. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to let you know about that. I apologize, but it is what it is. It won't happen all the time, but when it does, you just gotta deal with it. So second up, so Roads United US Reworked is on the workshop. So I reworked the US edition of Roads United because I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the things in it, and I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted to get it as nice as possible, and I'm still updating it and stuff, trying to get it perfect, but I really would like to thank Unlawful Enemy Combatant for letting me rework the amazing Roads United US edition mod. I loved the textures from it, but I wanted to make some changes, so I did, and just, I don't know, I really like how it turned out. I definitely recommend you download it. I'll link it in the description, and if I don't, please remind me in the comments, because I'll make sure to. So, yeah, anyway. Next up, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, so I'd just like to thank you all for the support on the last episode. Let me just look quickly at this support. So, we've got like over 8,000 views, 75 comments, almost 300 likes. So thank you all so much for the support in the last episode. I think that boost was a lot due to Strict's shout out, so thanks Strict. But just thank you all for the support. I'm glad you're enjoying the series, and if you're new, you know, subscribe, and yeah, just thanks for just all the support. And somehow we're just about to hit 5,000 subscribers. That happened fast. But yeah, I don't know what I'll do for 5K. We'll figure it out when the time comes, but we're probably gonna hit it sooner rather than later, so I should probably think about it. I may do like a poll on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter. Definitely didn't mean to plug that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, you can see right now we're actually working on this little warehouse type of thing. So this is like a sort of a pier. I mean, I extended the seawalls out. So that, like what I did, so I was having trouble planning my downtown and the layout and what I was going to do with the shoreline, and what I decided to do was just have the angles and stuff. I pretty much used 45-degree angles. Okay, it's hard to explain. Like, I sort of have to show you. I'll show you in the actual live gameplay, but I just like to thank actually another YouTuber. You may know him, TazerHere. If you don't, you should definitely check him out. I'll link him in the description. Once again, just amazing videos. Videos just like mine and, you know, Frash's, Strict's, Flux's, and yeah, if you like, you know, my videos, you'll definitely like his. So I'll link him. But yeah, you know, he made it downtown recently, so I asked him, you know, for a little help, because I was having some trouble figuring out what kind of layout to go for, and, you know, I just needed some help. And he gave me a lot of advice, you know, seawalls and just the general downtown layout, and it was really helpful. So just thanks a lot to Taser, and yeah, once again, I'll link him in the description. But yeah, I just did have some trouble. I streamed last weekend briefly, but we didn't really get much done. But I figured out a lot of stuff I needed to change in that stream, so that was helpful nonetheless. So I apologize if you were watching that stream and I sort of ended early and stuff, but, you know, I'll stream again pretty soon. So, yeah, let's see. Moving forward, I don't really have any other things to talk about in particular, so I guess I could just go back to what you know, is going on in the time lapse. So this is like a pier type of thing, but it's not like a leisure type pier, you know, with restaurants and stuff. I've got like a warehouse on it and a little construction site, and it's sort of overgrown as well in a lot of areas, so it's not very nice. But this is to transition into the warehouse district. I wanted to do something like this. So I really like how that looks. I'll show you that in the live gameplay, but now we're working on the shoreline. So, yeah, well, it's sort of weird because, like, I'm not showing here, like, everything that I did that I lost the footage of. It's so much that I did, though, even if it was just sort of boring stuff. So much, like road layouts and, you know, placing so many buildings, the seawalls. Lost a lot of footage. We're just working on the shoreline over here, so what I wanted to do was do like a sort of a path alongside the road, and I ended up going with a boardwalk type of thing. You'll see in a moment, but right now we're just, you know, adding some surface rocks and stuff. I was having trouble not getting the rocks, or getting the rocks not to glitch, rather, and I managed. Just took a little while. So yeah, still just trying to fix the surface rocks and adding some grasses and texture. Like I added some sand texture and some natural resource texture, which I think looks pretty nice here. And then, I mean, I've been using a lot more live oaks, as you can see, just placing a lot here, and they just look really, really nice to fill an area because they're just so dense. And yeah, I don't know, I think they look great. So yeah, this little picnic area here doesn't actually stay. I end up deleting that because it just didn't make sense. Just having a really overgrown small picnic area right next to downtown, so I ended up getting rid of that. But yeah, right here I'm just trying to get the entrance to this little boardwalk set up. So yeah, this takes a little while for me to figure it out, I believe, just exactly which type of you know, road to use for the boardwalk, but I ended up using the elevated version of the gravel road from Network Extensions, which creates a really nice wooden bridge, which is really, really nice for a boardwalk type of thing, obviously. So decided to go for that, and yeah, just have some parking right here, and just placing some decals, like some cracks and stuff, and I don't know, just I remember when we didn't have decals. So much has changed. But yeah, so just gonna line the side of this boardwalk here, in between the boardwalk and the avenue, with some trees, the live oaks, of course. And this here does not actually stay, this little triangular shape. It didn't really make like, just if I could make the roads or the actual boardwalk sort of thicker, like, and actually use it like a grid rather than just drag a network, you know, like you can in Planet Coaster, I'd probably do that, but I wasn't really able to do that, so I decided just against that sort of shape. And I don't actually, in the end, there aren't any pieces that just extend further out, because it just didn't work for this sort of thing. But yes, I'm just adding some bushes around in these woods here, and just some grass decals and trees. Tried to make it pretty colorful with just lots of fall trees, and I'm really happy with the way the shoreline ended up looking, by the way, because, like, I don't know, before we had, you know, non-4K themes, and those non-4K themes, obviously, remember the cliff texture looked so terrible. You couldn't really leave it you know, open in anything you're gonna look at close range. Thanks to 4K themes, shoreline styles can change a lot. Like this is completely different than my old shoreline style, which is pretty much to cover everything up with rocks. And now I really like this more because it's, you know, it just looks more realistic. And I mean, I'm still using some rocks, but not as many, and mostly just surface rocks rather than those just smaller rocks. And yeah, so you can see right now I'm just placing some buildings briefly in the downtown. See, you know, I didn't actually get the placement of the skyscrapers in the footage here that I still have either, so that's really a bummer. But, you know, once again, I'll show it to you in the live gameplay. We really go over it in detail, so yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, I guess for now you can get an idea of how this area sort of looks, and just placing some decals and junk behind these buildings probably will tank my frame rate more than just leaving them blank, but I think it's sort of okay, you know, whatever. When it comes to my frame rate, I'm a little bit more worried about the buildings than the props, because I'm barely placing any back there, and these buildings do have a heavy weight on your game, a lot of these that I'm using here, so yeah, I'm sort of fine with it. But yeah, so anyway, just placing a few small details here, trying to get this little street aligned okay with Move It. I really Move It sort of allows you to get buildings, because some buildings, you know, they'll be placed further back in their footprint, so you can actually change that with Move It, which is great. But yeah, so we're working on this little parking lot area now, and I don't know, so this parking lot looks really great in the end. It's just took a little bit of experimentation, and it's a weird shape, so it just took a little while. But what I ended up doing was I got rid of those you know, big concrete blocks you just saw, and just ended up using these parking lots and just placing them, you know, side by side here, just to make a sort of modularly. And these are from the rural parking lot collection, which I do really recommend. It's pretty much just some parking lots that, you know, just normal parking lots, except they do have parking bumpers and crack decals just like already on them, so it saves a lot of time and also helps save your prop limit. So yeah, it's good stuff. I'd really recommend those parking lots. You could find them on the workshop. So yeah, anyway, just trying to place some trees here and these little curbs I added. So yeah, some newer curb assets by King Leno here. They look absolutely amazing, and I really like them like a lot more than the old ones. You know, I love the texture and the way they work together. They don't actually, you know, the white part, it's like the actual curb part, won't clip into the grass, so you can clip them together really smoothly and make a lot more shapes than before. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, so moving forward, we're sort of detailing by like an area sort of further away. This is towards the hospital complex from before, and I mean, it's sort of in between the hospital complex and, you know, what we were just working on. But it's just a little connector type area that needed some detail, so I figured I'd include that on camera because I didn't really have, you know, as much footage as I'd like for this episode, because I decided it'd be a good idea to idiotically delete all of it. Sad times, but anyway, in the last few minutes of the time-lapse here, we're just adding, you know, again, just some smaller details to this area over here. We'll work on the shoreline, I think, briefly, but for now we're just adding some props and decals and trees around here, because this tram line, it just lines the road by, it's like by one unit, it just follows the road, and then it sort of curves in there, as you can see. But yeah, just added some trees in there and stuff. But behind this tram line is actually a little strip of shops, and we're going to detail those right now. So just adding some fences around this little back area for the larger shop. So I used some of these Engon shops and this other one, which is a Brooklyn shop here. And I believe I had them all as like Rico, I think. No, actually no, I looked them up. But anyway, in just a moment, we're going to be hopping into the live gameplay. I'm just going to show you what we've just built and show you what I built in the footage that I somehow managed to delete. And yeah, it'll be a good time. So if you feel like you missed anything, it'll be there in the live footage. So yeah, we're going to hop into the live gameplay, and I will see you there. Alright, I'm here and I'm ready to show you what we've built in this episode, and I'd just like to start off sort of over here at this area of the map. So this is where we had this rail line. So this is now a metro line, and I switched it to being a metro line rather than a cargo rail line because it's, yeah, there was really no way to get it across to the cargo harbor, and it made no sense just having it here, so yeah, decided to switch this, and I really like how it looks now. It just looks great. The networks in Metro Overhaul mod are absolutely incredible, and just, I mean, look at this bridge right here. It's absolutely amazing, and it's curved because I have a, you know, Find Road tool. It's just amazing. So anyway, you know, we did the shoreline over here. We, you know, detailed some of these buildings. I really like this view right here. Really awesome. But yeah, we just did a bunch of stuff around here. We have, you know, some shops, which I think look nice. And a little office building, parking lot, and I'd just like to talk quickly about this sunken highway. This won't have this overgrown grass and stuff here. This is probably going to end up being like, you know, concrete, like a, or maybe the sides instead of keys will be like this, possibly. I have no clue. Just don't worry about that. I'll figure that out off camera. So yeah, I really like this boardwalk. I think it looks great. Just have like a few little entrances, like right here, right here. Really like it, and just all the colors and stuff. So just have like a few points where you can sort of look out a little bit more. I might actually get rid of some trees right here because I want to have some clearer areas. I mean, we've got like this right here. You know, the view will be a lot better when I've got this whole other side of the river done with, you know, a place like this where you can look out. It's really cool. So, yeah, anyway, this is just all the elevated gravel road from network extensions, which makes a nice boardwalk. Over here, just some parking and a little road and stuff, so I like it. I guess we could just look at the skyline quickly. Yeah, that's nice. I like that skyline. I'm really happy with the buildings I chose for this. I think they work really well for this skyline, and I mean, like this main building and this other building, I don't know. I just think, and this is in a perfect spot. I mean, again, I haven't detailed this yet, so that'll probably come next episode or in a few episodes. We'll see. I might work on like a different project next episode. I have no clue, but see, these seawalls have like props and parking spots like all over, which is weird. So I might have to go into the asset editor and get rid of them. Anyway, so this is like a little extended pier type area, except it's not, you know, it's definitely not for leisure or anything. Not that type of pier. It's more of a you know, I've got like a little construction site type of thing going on here. And I've got a warehouse, and I really like how it looks. Because this is going to transition into the warehouse district. And I just think that looks really nice there, and I'm happy with it. So, I mean, just some marked off spots for, you know, trailers and stuff. And I love how this looks. Just, yeah, I placed the Vic and Bill's market right here, and I placed I've been doing this a lot. I've been just placing a ton of barrels and just some decals. You can look up Pile in your Find It mod. You gotta get Find It if you don't have it, by the way. It's really good. And you can get these piles of concrete that sort of came with natural disasters, I believe. So, yeah, it's good. So I guess now we can look at this last little part, which is actually not so little, but this is just the part that wasn't actually shown in the time-lapse because I somehow managed to delete all the footage, so that happened. But this is just the a part of this main core of our map that's going to be, you know, by the river, and I wanted to do some taller buildings. I'm going to do like more greener stuff like over here with lots of tree-lined avenues and stuff, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than that by the river, and I like how this looks. So, I mean, it wasn't actually intended to be exactly like this at first, because I had like a huge park going down here, but that's not a thing anymore, so I just still think this looks amazing. So, I mean, starting off, we just have, I love this view. This is like something like this is what's in the screenshot for the thumbnail, which I really love this view. So we've got like an Applebee's, just some commercial buildings, and yeah, just some more shops here. Over here, this is a little bit of a weird area. So I mean, I added some brownstones and stuff like in this area. I mean, this is a little restaurant with some parking. I like that. But this area is a little bit odd. Just some back areas, some warehouses combined with some commercial, which I think is odd, but I really like how this area looks. And just looking at that shot, I put something like this on Twitter. This looks really nice, so yeah, happy with that. And I just want to go through how this generally looks. So it's pretty much the same throughout, with the occasional taller building. But what I pretty much did is just all these buildings are placed by hand, pretty much. So yeah, it took a while, but then probably bad for the frame rate, but I placed decals and then some junk behind the buildings. I think that was nice. So pretty much all the same here. I mean, we've got this little hotel, which I like right here. I really like that, and thought that fit pretty well right there. I'm just gonna sort of go quickly through everything, because this is like pretty much all the same throughout. Just went for some like taller buildings and avenues and stuff, and then this is like where we start to get towards the downtown. So I placed this building right here, which I think looks nice as a transition, because I wanted to, the whole story with this is sort of like in New York, where the downtown is a little bit newer and the rest is, you know, old. There's beautiful buildings, so figured I'd do something like that. Yeah, here we are back at the downtown, and I really like how this all turned out. So anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. It helps more than you'd think, and subscribe if you are new around here. I really do recommend that you hit the notification button, just the bell icon right next to the subscribe button, because that will notify you whenever I upload, and you'll never miss an upload. So follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description. Post teasers, interact with you guys, and it's just the place to be. So follow me on Twitter. I really do recommend it, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.